afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mount Pleasant here in Batley for today's Kingston Press Championship match between the Batley Bulldogs and the Featherstone Rovers. Second trip for the Rovers down here this season. Came down in a pre-season friendly and lost, of course. So the Bulldogs line up at fullback is number 22, Jordan Grayston. In the three quarters, number 2 is Wayne Retty. Number 11 is Alex Brotherton. Number 20 is Sean Squires. And number 3 is Sean Ernstco. In the halves, number 6 is Kane Southernwood. And number 14 is Alistair Leake. In the front row, of player Rovers fans should know well, is number 8 Keegan Hurst. He'll be partnering at number 10 Alex Rowe. And in between those two, number 26 is Matt Fozzard. In the second row for the Bulldogs, is number 12 Sam Scott and number 19 Lee Mitchell. And the loose forward, number 17 is Joe Chandler. And on the bench for the Bulldogs, number 9 is Anthony Nicholson. Number 18 is Tom Lillycrop. And number 16 is Sean Hesketh. And number 21 is James Brown. For the Rovers side, 5 changes from last time out against the Eagles. Out go Chappell, Matt James, Paul Wood through injury. Alex Foster and Jack Bussey dropped to the bench. Rovers lineup at fullback is number 21 is Jai Hitchcox. The three quarters, number 5 is Ben Blackmore. Number 1 is Ian Hardman. Number 4 coming in for Nathan Chappell is Thomas Minns. And number 2 is Will Sharp. In the half-backs, number 6 is Paul Sykes. And number 7, the former Bulldog, is Gareth Moore. In the front row for Rovers this afternoon, number 8 played practically a full 80 minutes last time out against the Eagles, is Jordan Baldwinson. And number 9 is Andy Ellis. And making his 100th appearance for Featherstone this afternoon is number 16, Andy Bostock. In the second row for Rovers, number 18 is Jamie Cording. And making his Rovers debut this afternoon, he starts, is number 12, it's Rennie Maytua. And on the bench for number 13, the loose forward is Tim Spears. On the bench for Rovers, number 14 is Sam Irwin. 19 is Alex Foster. Number 24, Mason Tonks. And number 13, Jack Bussey. And on the bench for the match referee, today, is Mr. George Stokes. Joe, big news on the Rovers lineup is Rennie starts.
Yeah, huge news there for the Rovers. Rennie Maytua comes in, but of course James Mendika doesn't make the team today. You'd think it's not a likely game where you'd want to bring him in. It's absolutely atrocious weather out there. The rain's bucketing it down out on the field here at Mount Pleasant. And for a ball handling fullback come centre in James Mendika, wasn't the weather for him to make his comeback.
Other changes for the Rovers side today see Nathan Chappell dropping out. He's replaced by Thomas Minns in the centre.
Yeah, Minns looked impressive in some of the pre-season games. He's very solid out at centre and exactly what we want in weather like this. The big loss though comes in that front row. We've got so many players out there and I think that's where the battle will be won and lost today.
Possibly right. I mean, Jordan Baldwinson played 80 minutes against the Eagles more or less, coming on after that first tackle and making his 100th appearance for the Rovers. It's Andy Bostock.
Yeah, Baldwinson, you think he has to play big minutes again today. Andy Bostock, this is a huge game for him. He'll be highly important in determining the result of today's game. Off the bench, we've got no natural prop, but you'd think that Jack Bussey's likely to fill in down the centre of the field when he comes to the field. Andy Bostock, not used to playing big minutes, but in his 100th appearance for the club, might be expected to do more than usual.
Former Rovers in that Batley team as well as in the former Batley players in the Rovers team. Players out to prove a point, Gareth Moore and Keegan Hurst.
Yeah, definitely Moore playing against his old team. It's a real old stomping ground for Gareth Moore this, and the kicking game will be massive with Batley's slope. It's renowned throughout rugby league. Batley's slope's got to be the biggest you can get, but we pin them down in that bottom corner with our kicking game, and they'll find it difficult to get out in weather like this. Likewise, Keegan didn't have the most successful of stints at the Rovers, but he's back at Batley now, and a huge behemoth of a player like him, or Sean Hesketh indeed, playing against their old club. They'll be up for it today, that's for sure.
Indeed will. Rennie Tour, just looking at the stats, 174 first team appearances in Australia, 30 tries. Just what can Rennie bring to this team?
Yeah, he's a phenomenal talent. Really, he runs with the ball so hard, and he's got some handling abilities that'll be interesting in the dry weather to see how that comes in once he's playing as a ball handling loose forward, but out there at second row he can cause real trouble, and he could perhaps turn the game today. We've been up against it the past couple of matches. We need something to go our way, and Randy Tour might just be that then.
Here come the Bulldogs out onto the field. Looks like Batley is setting up in the near end of this stadium towards the dressing room end. So Rovers playing up the slope first in the first half here today. Just how big an impact does this slope have at Mount Pleasant, Joe? It's a huge slope.
Well, yeah, it's got a huge impact without a doubt. If you can pin him in that bottom corner at Batley, it's ridiculously difficult to get out in weather like this, where yards are hard to come by. It's all the more difficult. We've relied a lot on our back three being able to get us out of jail, but without much purchase on this surface, they're going to find it difficult to do so in this game. It's going to be important the forwards get us out today.
A real forwards battle, I fancy this will be this afternoon. Conditions, as you mentioned earlier, not very good, although it does look to have dried up for the moment. Rovers playing in their home strip. So it looks like Rovers will get first use of the ball as well. Playing from right to left as you're watching on the DVD. It's going to be a good match here, folks. Don't miss a minute of this one as the officials make their way onto the pitch as well. It's going to be Batley Bulldogs against Featherstone Rovers. Hold on to your hats, this is going to be a good one. It's a Kingston Press Championship. Just waiting for the substitutes and coaching staff to clear the pitch behind the Bulldogs. And for Will Sharp as well, we're missing a player of Rovers. Ironic cheers from the Rovers fans away to our left there. A grin from the referee as well. And now we can able to get this game underway. There's the kick-off. It's not taken by Paul Sykes, so a mistake from Rovers from the kick-off. A good kick-off from the Bulldogs. And so instead of Rovers running that ball back on the first set, it's a great start for the Bulldogs, forcing the dropout, and they get an early chance to attack the Rovers line.
That is not the start you want in a game like this. This game's going to be all about territory. Batley going to start with the ball in the Rovers half.
Paul Sykes there with that dropout. It's reached the 40. Both sides without a win over Easter. The Batley team going down against Dewsbury, and then also against the Broncos, as did the Rovers over Easter when they lost to Broncos and Sheffield. So both teams looking to try and prove a point today. They'll both want to be back to winning ways. Here's Alex Rowe. Just how important, Josie, to get back to winning ways for both of these teams?
Definitely, Batley have put in some real fight in their performances by all accounts, but unable to get over the finishing line. Rovers likewise, they need to turn back on their form because they've been out of it this past couple of weeks.
That's a ding through from the Bulldogs. Will Sharp hacks that one dead. It's going to be another dropout, is it? Yes, it is. So Batley putting the real pressure on early doors. It was a great kick through there from Alistair Leake, and Will Sharp not trying to do anything too fancy, just knocking it dead, and the Bulldogs with the early pressure.
Yeah, smart play there from Sharpie. Leake's very wise. He's got his head up and he thinks it in behind, forces us to put it dead, and now they've got another set early in this game. Rovers yet to get use of the ball.
Here's Keegan Hurst. He'll be looking to prove a point to the Rovers today. Never really had a good run in the team. And here are the Bulldogs now. Then it's Sam Scott trying to spin away, but well met by Rennie Maitua. Here's Alistair Leake again then. The Bulldogs are back in that Rovers 20. Here's Alex Rowe. He's a big danger when Alex Rowe gets moving. He's a good player. Fozzard waits. Takes on the line himself. Is he down? He's over. A perfect start for the Bulldogs, forcing the mistake from the kickoff. Forcing 2 repeat sets from the kickoff, and then poor play from Acton Half, allowing Matt Fozzard to get over. First blood to the Bulldogs. We're only about 3 minutes in. Batley Bulldogs 4, Featherstone Rovers 0.
Yeah, Rovers yet to get use of the ball and coming under too much pressure from Batley. Eventually it's hold. They draw man into the ruck and there was space there for Fozzard to be able to scoot over. It's got to be hugely important that today, how many men you can draw into the ruck, then you can create space around inside the first defender. Space has got to be hard to come by on a game like today. You're not going to be wanting to get the ball out wide and create gaps. So if you can create it down the middle, that's how you can win the game. The conversion successful, and that puts Batley 6 points ahead. Not long into this game, Ben.
Indeed, a great start for the Bulldogs there. Only 3 minutes into this match. That's just the start the Bulldogs have wanted, forcing the mistake from the kickoff. Forcing 2 repeat sets and able to get that ball down. So Rovers then will have to restart this match. And the first chance now to defend the Bulldogs in their own half. It's a good kickoff from Sykes, which is juggled by Wayne Ressi, and there's the return. Batley will be looking to make as much use of this slope as they can in the first half. Big advantage having that slope when you're going down there. Here's the try scorer, moves that ball inside now. Batley just inside their own 40. Rovers need to keep the discipline. Need to keep the Bulldogs here. That's a good run in from Alex Rowe. Such a danger man, Alex Rowe in that front yard. Made so many good yards forward for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely, had a big game against us last year. As that ball goes out to touch now, down this right side, Alex Rowe, yeah, hugely important for the Bulldogs last year against the Rovers, and again he's going to be a big threat today. This is exactly his kind of weather. Rovers now with scrum on the 10, just to the left of the posts.
Rovers just need a bit of control in the game, Joe. Just see this set out, get a good kick away. If you can get a breakaway, great, but nothing fancy. Don't try any fancy rugby. Just get a feel for the ball in possession at the moment. Exactly, set completion, and we keep saying this game's got to be about territory. If we can be within touching distance at half time, we've got the slope with us then. Here's Ben Blackmore then on that return. Ellis moves that ball inside to captain Tim Spears. Rovers just doing the hard work up the middle at the moment. Here goes Andy Bostock on his 100th appearance for Rovers, of course. He's been a good servant and so dangerous going forward, and Rovers win a penalty as well. Holding down in the tackle. Such a threat, Andy Bostock, when he's driving into that line and with the offload as well. Absolutely. Needs to be careful to watch his offloads today. Slippery conditions. Attempted ball steal there from the Bulldogs. And it's a penalty for the Rovers. One there from Bostock. Absolutely, he's been a superb play for us over the years. And here are Rovers now on the attack, working into that Bulldogs 40. First real attacking chance for Rovers now. Here's Spears. That's a good drive in from Spears. Rovers fans wanting a high tackle. Mr. Stokes says that was shoulder. Andy Ellis shows it twice, finds Moore. Moore tries to get through a gap. Good duck there from Gareth Moore. Trying to get on with a quick play of the ball. Here's Ellis now. Sees the gap himself and goes. Rovers are up to the 10. Can Rovers hit back early? Rennie Maitua attacked in half back. That's a loose pass. It's all right. Rovers player taken out of the ball. It was Thomas Minns. It was a loose pass from Meitua from the acting halfback. Thomas Minns able to kick the ball through because Rovers hadn't knocked it on. And then Minns taken out of the ball. So Rovers with a great chance to hit back, Joe.
Yeah, not the best of first actions from Rennie there. These slippery conditions, so we'll let him off. But the ball goes to ground. Something comes of it when Minns kicks it along the ground. He's taken out after the ball's left him. Rovers now, absolutely a great chance. First tackle now, just in front of the post, 8 metres out.
Ellis finds Moore. Moore offloads to James. Not James, sorry. Baldwinson it was. Gordy. Spears now. Bostock. Moore finds Meitua. Rovers attack the short side. Ellis finds Minns again. Minns with the offload to Sharp. It's all on. The referee's given a knock on. The chance goes a begging for Rovers. The first real chance that Rovers had on the Bulldogs line, not able to capitalise, but encouraging the fact they've got in the position, but just not able to finish it off again.
Definitely encouraging signs. We're getting it wide. We're looking to create gaps, but it's always going to be difficult in these conditions. The ball goes to ground and Batley have the ball back. Good opportunity to pin them in their own half now, though.
Need to keep the discipline, the Rovers. Here's that first tackle is completed. Wayne Ressi from Acton halfback will take on that line. It's well met though by 3 in the tackle. Andy Ellis involved. And here's another good defensive set from Rovers up to now. Keep your discipline. This is what you want, Rovers. Hitchcock's has dropped back. Sharp's dropped back. Batley barely out of their own 20 at the minute. That's the last tackle. Batley still in their own 30. It's a good defensive set. There's the kick. Taken by Hitchcock. With a pass out to Will Sharp. Will Sharp tries to take him up on Retty on the outside. But in the conditions, it slid into touch. Wayne Retty gets the plaudits. You have to question the decision from Hitchcock there, Joe, to offload to Will Sharp. And also Will Sharp to take it on the outside in these conditions.
Absolutely fantastic defensive effort. Batley gaining less than 20 metres up to the kick there, but Jay Hitchcock's not sure what he's thinking there, sending the ball out to Sharp. Perhaps a lack of experience playing in these conditions. And he's forced out into touch. Batley now with the ball 40 metres out from the Rovers line.
Here at Batley now, and there's a penalty for not being square. So the Bulldogs then with a penalty. Here's that tap taken. And it's Joe Chandler with that first drive. Meitua in the tackle. Here's Keegan Hurst now. Meitua getting through a lot of work at the moment. And here's Chandler again. Bulldogs on the Rovers 10 now. They've been here once already and they scored. Here's Keegan Hurst with the offload to Alex Rowe. The clock stops. Rovers have got a player down. I think it might be Bostock. Flat out on that pit floor at the moment. So break in play.
This would be the last thing Rovers need, Ben. Already down to 2 natural props. Bussy, who's capable of playing there, but we don't need to lose one of our front rowers this early in the game.
Certainly not. Coming up to 10 minutes gone in the first half here at Mount Pleasant. The Bulldogs are leading 6 points to 0 thanks to that early try.
Bostock looking like he's got to be okay to continue here, which is a good sign for the Rovers. Batley now just 5 metres out. They bring it right. Leak sends the ball out wide. And we keep them out. It's now the 5th tackle.
Here are the Bulldogs, and on that last tackle it's a good attack, and the over. And the Bulldogs over. It's going to be given. It's Sam Scott. It's the try scorer. The referee's having a word with somebody about something. Is he going to give it?
The touch should just stayed short on this near side, so he's clearly seen something.
The try is given. The try is given to Sam Scott. So once again, Rovers poor at the acting half-back position. The second try in similar conditions to both of them. Sam Scott it was on that occasion from the first pass. Able to get that ball down. Rovers are in trouble. Plus looking at the moment like a third defeat on the bounce. The pressure's building. Batley Bulldogs 10. Featherstone Rovers 0.
Definitely. Rovers now 2 scores adrift, and set completion is really costing us, Ben. We're handing over the Bulldogs the ball far too often in our own territory. They're getting repeat set after repeat set and scoring tries from it.
Only 13 minutes on the clock, and here's the conversion attempt. It's drifted just to the right of the upright, so it's a let-off for Rovers in terms of the conversion from Southernwood. But Rovers are in all sorts of trouble at the minute. Batley Bulldogs 10, Featherstone Rovers 0. And Joe, we need to turn this round. Here's Keegan Hurst. Wayne Retty now taking on that Rovers line. Bostock in the tackle. Here's Alex Rowe now. Forwards working hard for the Bulldog, getting through the yards. Fuzzard acting halfback, moves the ball out to Joe Chandler. Bulldogs on halfway, still got tackles in hand. It's an early kick from acting halfback. Turning Hitchcock's round, is not interested in returning that one, although he's going to have to do, and he does well to return it and find Sharp. Hitchcock's has stayed down though for the Rovers. Didn't see what happened in the tackle itself, but Hitchcock's wanting the ball to run dead, but it didn't. Managed to get the offload away to Sharp, and Rovers get away with that one, Joe. When confidence is low, things like that just don't go your way. When the tails are up and when you're a team on form, those sorts of passes go to hand and find the gaps. But you can see the confidence is low at the minute, Joe, and it's causing problems for this Rovers team.
Absolutely. They could just do a complete set right now, working to the kick. Just regain some composure, and then you can look to play a bit, you can look to get yourselves back in it.
Here's Jordan Grayston then with that first tackle. Alex Rowe now. That's a good charge. He did knock Jordan Baldwinson back, who looks to be hobbling gingerly on his leg there.
The ball knocked on there by Fuzzard for the Bulldogs, and so Rovers have got exactly what they need. They've got the ball like 30 metres from their own line. Just complete the set now, lads.
Complete the set, get to the end of the tackle, get your field position in there. That's all we need to do. Here's Mins now. Here's Baldwinson, such a hard worker, he doesn't shirk at all and going forward. Here's Maytua. Another pass out wide to Will Sharp. I'm not sure Will Sharp's going to be too happy with some of these players in the dressing room at half time. Some of these passes are coming out to him. Here's Bostock now. Through the hands of Sykes to Cordy. One or two dodgy passes coming Will Sharp's way at the moment.
He takes that one though and he takes it in well. Now Roberts on the big chance is important. We've got a good kick in here.
That is the kick from Sykes. Bounces just nicely in the field of play and goes dead. I thought for a minute that might have been going out on the full from where I was, but it just bounced the right side of the whitewash. So Rovers with the Bulldogs are with the head and feet in this scrum 12 metres out from their own line.
Just holding up in the wind nicely for Rovers' point of view. And that means Batley against that. We can look to keep them in their own territory over this set.
So here are the Bulldogs then, starting out from their own 10-metre line. Fozzard trying to cause problems again. Here's the big man, Keegan Hurst, taking on Jordan Baldwinson. Two big units, head-on collision there. Oh, a scrappy play the ball. No hands connected though, so referee happy enough. Fozzard moves that ball into Alex Rowe. There's another barnstorming run, gets the Bulldogs to halfway. That's the last tackle, says the referee. There's the kick from Southernwood.
And he's now running it out to the right. Don't move to the touchline. He stays in the field and playing his work. He's up to the 30.
Very close to the touchline now. Not what you want to see a fullback doing in these conditions. Here are Rovers now, and Ian Hardman. Rovers have got up to halfway in 3 tackles. That's what you want, that's better from Rovers, making the yards. And here's Cordy now. The Rovers are in the Bulldogs half, up to the 40.
Yeah, big defensive set.
Oh, down Bill. I don't believe it. Absolutely superb from Rennie Maytua, breaking through 3 men in that tackle, getting the offload away, and Thomas Minns just couldn't take it in. Rovers bomb a great chance.
Unbelievable sights here.
That was the chance that Rovers needed. That's what Rovers wanted to get back in this game. And the chance has gone. And that's going to knock your confidence when you get that position and you're bombing chances. You can't do that in this league, Joe. And Rovers need to regroup and get a big defensive set now.
To be a tight game, so it's important to get going again. You can't sleep for a couple of minutes.
Here's Keegan Hurst now. Alex Rowe, such a danger man for the Bulldogs when he takes that ball forward. There's Southernwood. That's another good kick. Hitchcock's not interested in that one. Happy enough for that one to run dead. It's going to be a restart on the 20, which Will Sharp will take himself, and he'll take that first tackle. Rovers need to do what they did last time on that last set, Joe. Made such good yards on that previous set when they were up to halfway within 3 tackles.
Absolutely. Sykes now brings it out wide more. Combining nicely. And the Batley players go back into the tackle. That's what you get when you've got pace and ability to run them. At the same time, like Jai Hitchcock says, it's impossible to defend.
Alex Bretherton conceding the penalty for having a second go at Jai Hitchcock's there. So Rovers now with 6 tackles in the Bulldogs 30. Here's Spears. Gets away from Fozzard but can't get away from Rowe. Ellis then drops it off to Bostock now. Rovers working upfield just outside the 20 now. Ellis and Rovers now in the 20. Ellis takes on the line himself. Tim Spears attacks in half-back. Finds Bostock now. Bostock on the charge. Moore to Maytua. Maytua out. That's off Retty, surely. I thought that come off Wayne Retty from where I was stood. The referee says no. Ellis. Moore. Backwards. Still Moore. Moore gets a great crossfield kick in. Taken by Hartman, who knocks it back. It's still the last. Here's Paul Sykes now. That's off Keegan Hurst. It's anyone's game, surely. Referee said that Batley have knocked on. Oh, Joe, it's all happening here in the... Who's he giving it to? He's giving it to Rovers. Oh, catch your breath. What a passage of play that was. Here's Baldwinson. Rovers with a great chance for points here. Ellis finds more. Rovers working through the hands. It's Thomas Mings. Well wrapped up by the Bulldogs. Sharp. It's given a knock on. Will Sharp's knocked on. Went from dummy half, tried to get the ball down. The referee has said no, it's a knock on. So Rovers bomb another chance. Alistair Lake was down for a moment there, just getting some treatment from the physio. He's okay now. Feeds that scrum. And the Bulldogs, they'll be wanting to settle things down themselves at the moment. Here's Wayne Retty. As Batley make a change. Off comes Alec Rowe. And on comes Tom Lillicrop. Jack Bussey looks like he's going to be coming on any moment. Be interesting to see who comes off here. Here's Joe Chandler. And that's a kick, that's come off Ian Hardman. That's clever play from Ian Hardman, just kill the ball. And that's great field position for Rovers, starting a metre inside their own half.
Fantastic work there, Jason's on charge down, and he's got us up to halfway now. We've got a good chance here to get ourselves in a good area.
Tim Spears is the man who's come off for Jack Bussey. Cording then, Baldwinson, Moore. Well knocked up on that occasion by Sam Scott. So Tim Spears having a breather.
Yeah, Tim Spears coming off now, so that means Andy Bostock's going to be playing down the centre. Andy Bostock's going to be playing down the centre for even more of this half than we'd perhaps expected. It's going to be a big ask for his 100th game. We're looking for a big performance.
A great kick through Floof. Great kick from Rovers there. Anthony Nicholson's coming on for the Bulldogs. He'll be replacing Matt Fozzard. A great stint from Fozzard, just having a breather. And the changes are starting to happen now here at the Mount Pleasant. Or the Fox's Biscuit Stadium as it's called nowadays. That's a good drive from Tom Lillicrop. The Bulldogs then still trapped in their own 40. That's a great defensive set for Rovers. And the kick from Sutherland from his on his own 30-metre line. Here's Will Sharp with that return. A great defensive set from Rovers there, but a good kick from the Bulldogs, and Batley starts, Rovers starting on their own 10. Hitchcock slips. Rovers struggling now to get over the advantage line at the minute, Josie. Good defence from the Bulldogs. How Rovers will love a penalty right now.
Absolutely. Bulldogs playing to the conditions. They've put a big territorial kick downfield, and now they're working hard in defence to pin the Rovers back. We're working well though down this right flank. We've got numbers on them, and can we break ourselves out? Ben Blackmore cuts inside to avoid going out of play. We're only 30 metres away, and it's the 5th tackle.
Oh, that is shocking. Absolutely shocker from Paul Sykes there. A forward pass to Andy Bostock on the last tackle. So instead of Rovers, instead of the Bulldogs starting in their own half, it's a turnover. And the Bulldogs are starting 25 metres out. Off comes Keegan Hurst. I'm not sure who's come on because he's got no number on. But what a mistake. It's James Brown who's come off. What a mistake though from Rovers. And here are the Bulldogs now. Here is James Brown. Gets away from two but can't get away from Cording. The Bulldogs with a great chance for more points here. They've scored 2 soft tries so far from acting half. Trying to get a third. The ball's come loose. What's the referee saying? Held up. So that'll go 10 metres back. Batley attack down the left. That's a great break by Hesketh. Batley here, course Brown moves it out wide. But the Bulldogs are over. I think it's Sean Ainscough who's over for the Bulldogs. Pass up from the winger. Came out of nowhere, and Ainscough able to drop on that ball. It is Sean Ainscough. It gets worse for the Rovers, Joe. Batley Bulldogs 14, Featherstone Rovers 0. And how do we recover from this one?
Absolutely, you're looking at it. And we're over half an hour into this game now. 10 minutes left to be played. Another try gets us within touching distance, and that would perhaps do playing down the slope in the second half. It was always going to be difficult in this first game. Back after 2 heavy defeats to London and Sheffield. And Rovers perhaps lacking confidence going forward sometimes. Not fully set for the kick there, and Paul Sykes has passed forward to Andy Bostock, just inviting pressure upon ourselves, and the pressure's told once again.
Alex Foster is going to be making a momentary entrance. Not sure who's going to be coming off. Here is the kick now. That one's also gone to the left of the upright, so there is no goal to that. That's the only consolation, is that the goals aren't being converted at the moment. But Rovers are in trouble, folks. What can we do? It's Rennie Maitua who's coming off. On comes Alex Foster, and Andy Ellis also comes off. And on comes Sam Irwin. So Maitua and Ellis off. And Foster and Irwin on.
Well, yeah, we saw that James Brown perhaps helped the ball get up off of that thing and sped up the ruck play a little bit. We're hoping Sam Irwin does much the same thing for the Rovers. Jamie not liking my James Brown reference and Ben not noticing it.
Wayne Retty plays that ball then. Here's Brown now. The Bulldogs on their own 40 now. It's another kick from Acton half, this time from Anthony Nicholson. Using that pitch, but that is going to run dead again. So that'll be a attack restart on the 20. Hitchcocks will take that restart. Makes about 5 metres, met by the Bulldogs defence. Irwin now. From Acton half, makes a good 10 metres there. Looks like Andy Bostock's going to be coming off, and we're going to see Mason Tonks now. Sykes drops that ball off to Cording, but Cording, that was well read by the Bulldogs. Irwin now. Baldwinson met by James Brown. Rovers on the last tackle, still just inside their own half. Gareth Moore taken out after the kick, doesn't look impressed. And the Bulldogs are restarting on their own 30, Joe.
Yeah, kicking gonna be difficult, kicking uphill into the wind, but that one, not what Moore would be wanting. It goes into the middle of the field, and it's only up into the Batley 30 area. They're now up on halfway.
Indeed, and there's Hesketh with that drive. The Bulldogs back in the Rovers half. How they would love another try before half time. Nicholson moves that ball inside towards Hesketh now. 30 metres out from the Rovers line, centre field. This is the last tackle. That's a kick from Southernwood. Clever play from Rovers, letting the Bulldogs there take that ball, should I say, and then tackling into touch on the last tackle, Joe. So Rovers there getting possession on their own 20.
Yeah, it's Ainsko who takes the ball again there, and Paul Sykes, he's wise to it. He gets across and makes sure he's able to tackle him to touch. Means we get the ball on the 20 and we don't risk the knock on with the high kick in this weather.
Indeed not. Here is Baldwinson again. Getting to a lot of work, Baldwinson, but struggling to break through that Batley line at the moment. Being on the full 40 again as Baldwinson. Here's Foster now. Moore drops that ball off. Here's Mason Tonks, he'll play the ball. Cording. Irwin. It's going to be Sykes with the kick towards the touchline. He hasn't found touch. So here is that return from Ainsko. And Batley now trying to work out from their own 40-metre line. Hitchcock's organising the Rovers line, but that's in front of him. The Bulldogs are up to halfway again though. Getting over the advantage line very easily at Batley at the moment, Joe.
Yeah, once we gain up to meet them more in defence, like I say, we're struggling for numbers in the middle of the park. Now as the ball's come free again, Batley are on the half break. They're now 35 metres from the Rovers line. Leake sends it left.
And there's a kick through. That ball, is it going to run dead?
Ainsko was chasing after it and he nearly got there, but Jai Hitchcock lets the ball run dead. He was far more sure than me that it was going dead, and he takes the tap on the 20.
Very casual in that defensive play there, Jai Hitchcock. Came off okay for him on that occasion. Ben Blackmore attacks in half back now, moves that ball out towards that right hand side. Moore. Here's Mason Tonks. Rovers on halfway now. Really could do with a try before half time, just something to lift the spirits. Here's Blackmore. Here's Moore now. Moore puts the kick up. It's knocked on by Grayson, but it did go backwards, so the referee happy enough with that one. But a good kick from Moore causing problems, and Rovers have got the Bulldogs where they want them.
Clever kick there, nice and high, difficult to take for Batley, and it pins them back 15 metres from their own line. They're now moving out to this right side, putting themselves back into a corner.
Better defensive set this for Rovers, meeting them well up the line. No penalties here, lads. Here are the Bulldogs trying to break out. They're only on their own 40.
Good work there from Irwin. One man in the tackle, and he was able to both bring the player to ground and wrap the ball up. That's essentially in these conditions. We don't want to make it a break off an offload.
And there's another kick from Nicholson from that's in half-back. Will Sharp able to take that one and return that ball. Hitchcock is well met though by Wayne Ritchie. Blackmore swings to take this play. But great defence from the Bulldogs. Irwin from that's in half-back, that's a good break. Blackmore again from that's in half-back. Rovers using the back three well here, and the three quarters well here, trying to work upfield. It's the last tackle. Moore from that's in half-back, that's Moore. Oh! I was about to say it was a disappointing kick, but it almost worked out well, but just able to take it, the Bulldogs. And they're starting on their own 30.
Yeah, Grayson able to take it the second attempt. They break through here. They're running down the right side. Hitchcock has made the tackle well, and Gaz Moore tracking back crucially there for the Rovers. Batley a tackle 25 metres from the Rovers line. The ball goes to ground, and a penalty's awarded for not square at marker. Featherstone under pressure here, Ben.
Certainly are, not square at the play of the ball, says Mr. Stokes. A big penalty to concede. Here's Brown now. Bulldogs 3 metres away, 10 metres to the right of the uprights. Nicholson. Hesketh, he'd love a try today, would Hesketh? Nicholson waits. Southernwood. That ball's worked out to the left. Ainscough, that's good defence from Rovers. Forcing Ainscough into touch. Rovers survive. But Batley piling on the pressure, Joe.
Yeah, nearly over there again in the corner. Good work from the sliding defence to get across. Make sure you force Ainscough into touch in goal. Get ourselves the tap on the 20. Need to look to break out now though. Will Sharp only gaining 2 metres off that first drive. Bussey works the ball out with an offload, but it goes to ground. It's well taken by Foster. I wouldn't be trying that in this weather.
Certainly not. It was actually Mason Tongs who picked up the offload. Here the Rovers then just short of halfway now. Irwin drops that ball off to Cording, and Rovers back in the Bulldogs half. Irwin again now, Moore shows it, takes on the line himself. A waste of a tackle really from Gareth Moore. Here's Sykes, that's come off the Bulldogs, but it is picked up by Greyston, and he'll start on his own 20. Retty cuts that pass off. Here's Brown again, he'll just take the tackle. As boos ring out from the Rovers fans to our way to our left. Not happy with what they're seeing at the moment. It's been all Batley. First half tries from Fozzard, converted by Southernwood. Then 2 unconverted tries. 1 for Scott, 1 from Ainscough. It's been all Batley. Rovers huffed and puffed, but not really shown much in attack during this first half.
Yeah, created few chances, the Rovers, and those that they have, they've bottled near the line. Think of Maitua breaking through down this left side, and then he gets the ball out to Mins, but the pass is behind him. Then Will Sharp looks to go over the line, he knocks on, and those were the only two chances really. Saving grace for the Rovers is the conversions haven't been going over, other than that first one for Batley. Means only 14 points adrift with the advantage of the slope in the second half. Between the two sides, Batley more suited for the conditions, Ben. Their front row have been huge in today's game. Featherstone trying as hard as they can with the back three, being where our talents lie, but it's not that kind of game.
Certainly not. Conditions not ideal for rugby league. Batley certainly playing conditions better. A lot of work for Rovers to do in the second half, although they are playing down the slope. How much of an impact that will have, I don't know. Half-time here at the Fox's Biscuit Stadium here in Batley. Batley Bulldogs 14, Featherstone Rovers 0. Welcome back to the second half here at the Fox's Biscuit Stadium. Just awaiting the return of the two teams from the dressing room. A massive half-time talk taking place in there in terms of Andy Hay as coach at Featherstone, Joe.
Absolutely. This is where it needs to be done, 14 points adrift, but we've got the advantage of the slope in the second half. This is a game for the players to show their character and show that they want to play for this club.
Certainly got the talent and the capability in their side to do more and show more as an attacking threat. Certainly have the position, but just lacking that cutting edge as so often previously this season.
Yeah, not been efficient with our chances down this left edge, but equally not completing our sets has been huge for us. We've invited far too much pressure upon ourselves. Batley haven't looked that dangerous necessarily, but they've been in our territory that often this game. They've been bound to score a couple of tries.
Rovers at the moment staring down a third defeat in a row. Easter defeats to the Broncos and the Eagles. Surely can't afford a third defeat on the bounce. They will probably welcome the distraction of the Cup next week.
Yeah, you'd hope we can do the job going over to North Wales. Having said that, they're performing well in the league below. There'll be no mugs. Will the men from Wrexham, but you'd hope that one's a gimme. Today has been the real task. Today is a game where we need to prove ourselves.
Indeed it is. The Rovers are now back out on the field as well. Just awaiting the officials, and here they come now. So the Bulldogs will get first use of the ball in this second half, unless Rovers can produce what Batley did in the first half. A massive 40 minutes in terms of the season here for Rovers. With Paul Sykes, who will restart this match once the kick into arrives. Players just trying to re-warm up and get sorted, ready for the start of the second half. Disappointing first half for Rovers, conceding the 3 tries all. The saving grace, as Joe mentioned just before half-time, is only 1 conceded. But Rovers can't be relying on that. They need to show some cutting edge on that Batley line, Joe. Yeah, the conversion's not going over, been hugely important. 14 points is definitely not unassailable. And Rovers can come back down the slope without a doubt. Here are the Bulldogs then. They've taken that ball from the kick-off, and here's Keegan Hurst. Batley playing up the slope in the second half towards the Rovers fans. Nicholson waits. And there's an offload. Rovers can't afford to be allowing Batley to offload at the moment. Hardman in that tackle. Nicholson moves that ball out. Centre field now, the Bulldogs on halfway. There's the last tackle, says the referee. Nicholson waits. And as usual, we're seeing a kick from dummy half. That one goes underneath the foot of Hitchcock and he has to retreat to take it. A great chase by Batley. And instead of starting 10 metres out, Rovers are starting on their own line. Here's Gareth Moore.
Jay Hitchcock's misjudging the bounce there, but he does well to make sure he's tackled in the field of play. But then the ball comes loose when Will Sharp takes it in. And the referee's awarded a scrum. It's got to be Batley's ball, 10 metres from the Rovers line. This is a big blow early doors in this second half.
Once again, Rovers failing to complete the first set of the half. As they did in the first half, they weren't able to take the kick-off. This time not able to complete the set, inviting the pressure early and asking for trouble.
Absolutely, another score here for Batley would be huge and perhaps deciding in this game. Well met there, Paul Sykes up in the line out on this right side.
Here are the Bulldogs then. It's Lee Mitchell, 10 metres out, 10 metres to the left of the sticks. Nicholson. Here's Brown. No number on his back, James Brown. Able to get the offload to Nicholson. No, the referee says it's held. So he says, you know, you have to play that ball. Let's off there. But here come the Bulldogs now. Southernwood moves that ball on it. It's put down. Could be a knock-on, so let's off for Rovers. But they just need to complete the sets.
It's a good hit from Alex Foster out on that left side. He's got us out of jail. It's a knock-on from the Bulldogs, and here we are then, a set. We're playing down the hill, like you say, so we've got the momentum. Now can we make some good yardage and get into an attacking area? It's Sykes who takes the ball in first, and he's got us 15 metres out.
Paul Sykes then plays that ball to Ben Blackmore from that's in half-back. Makes another 6 metres before being met by the Bulldogs line. Irwin waits. He'll find Jamie Cordy. Rovers then on the 40. Bussey. That's a good drive from Bussey, but well met by 3 Bulldogs. Rovers are on the last, and they're just short of halfway. Irwin. Gaz Moore puts the kick up. That's a good kick. Oh, it's over the head. The referee penalised Rovers for offside.
Not giving him 10 metres there, the offside players, and so Batley getting out of a dangerous area for the Rovers, and they're going to be starting on halfway with the ball. Not the way we needed to finish our set, Ben.
It was a good kick put up, but Rovers just players not realising they were in front, either not realising they were in front of the kicker. I don't know what the concentration level was there, but certainly a disappointing way to end the set. Here's Brown again. He's looked dangerous since he's come on, Joe.
Yeah, he certainly has. I'm trying to avoid saying another James Brown song because I'm tempted to get it wrong. But and what a hit there from Ian Hardman. The ball's come loose. It was Southern with the ball, and now Hardman's bringing it down this right side. Rovers have the ball just shy of halfway down.
Sykes offloads there to Baldwinston again. Sykes again, centre field. Moore steps back inside. Gareth Moore tries to dance through, gets into the Bulldogs half. And a penalty is given to Rovers for holding down in that play of the ball. So Rovers with a real attacking chance here. Let's get some good yards here. They have done just that. They're starting up just short of the 20. And Rovers with a real attacking chance now.
Here we are then, first chance of the half. What can we do?
Jack Bussey gets Rovers 10 metres away, just to the left of the uprights. Moore, Sykes, Hitchcock to Hardman. Blackmore now. Cording tries to take on that line, looking for the offload, but decides against it. So far the Bulldogs defence matching up to Rovers. Ben Blackmore takes on that line. Rovers fans away to our right, braving the weather. Sykes shows it once and gets a pass away to Tonks. Here's the last tackle. Irwin waits. Moore inside to Hitchcock with a dink through. What's the referee said there? A forward pass on, it's a turnover.
Moores past to Hitchcock's there, rolled forward. So as he's on the last tackle, Batley will start with a play the ball 10 metres out. Disappointing end to the set from the Rovers, but a good opportunity now to pin Batley back at the bottom of this slope.
Indeed, so the Bulldogs then trying to work out from there on 20. Rovers need a big defensive set. Still struggling to break down that Batley line though, Joe. Struggling to unlock that door.
Absolutely, but the more time we spend down that end of the field, the more chance we've got of developing an opening.
Here are Batley then. Brown again. This is better defence from Rovers. Keep the discipline to the end of this set, and they're going to be starting in a decent position. That's a good drive up though by the Bulldogs though. Here's the last tackle. They're still in their own 40, and the kick in fact is from the 30-metre line. Hitchcock's able to take that. Here goes Blackmore. That's a good run from Blackmore. A ball steal. The referee doesn't know what's happened. The knock-on is given. Ben Blackmore up bemused. Ian Hardman asking the question. Gareth Moore asking the question. The ball's come loose and Rovers once again turning over possession in what potentially be a good position, Joe.
Bizarre couple of exchanges there, but sure enough it's Batley who come away with possession and they're now just short of halfway. That was a big turnover there and it's gone against the Rovers. Ainscough knocking the ball on down the middle but awarded a penalty, and Batley now gaining more field position. They start with a tap on halfway. They've got themselves up to the 40 and the momentum's well and truly with the home side.
Certainly, it's here are the Bulldogs now. Coming forward, it's Sean Hesketh. He's got through a lot of work for this Batley time this afternoon. We're going to see the return of Andy Bostock in a moment, probably at the end of this defensive set. Here Batley spreading that ball across the line, but well met on that occasion. Paul Sykes in the tackle. Here Batley again, it's Squires. Good defence by Hardman on that occasion. Ainscough from acting half. Brown with the kick. Fox has to play it. Oh! Hitchcock's trying desperately to get out of his field, out of his own in-goal area, and tried to get the offload away, but the ball's gone dead in goal. It's going to be a dropout, and Rovers at the moment, Joe, their team's struggling.
It's a great effort there from Jai to get his side out of danger, but it's unsuccessful, and now more pressure being enforced on us by this Batley side. It's a dropout, and they're going to have the ball in our half again.
And a penalty is given. A penalty. I cannot remember the last time I saw a penalty given for that. It was a dropout. Rovers were probably offside from the dropout, but very rarely do you see those sorts of penalties given nowadays. And this is an easy 2 points for the Bulldogs.
Untrue there, and yes, Batley opting to take the 2. It's a wise decision. He puts them 16 points in front in difficult conditions to take the conversion. This is going to be a hard return to make for Rovers on the scoreboard. bang in front of the sticks, this kick. So Batley definitely going to extend the lead here. I'm not sure as see us coming back from this, Ben.
Neither can I. I can't see this one being missed by Southernwood. The kick is over. It is successful. It is the Bulldogs 16, the Rovers 0. But how often do you see penalties given under that circumstance? So many teams do it, and it hardly ever gets penalised. But when you look out, where the chips are down, and then the penalty is given.
It's happened now. If you don't want to be penalised for it, don't be offside. You can't say what goes one way. Batley yet to give a drop out, so we'll see what happens when they do likewise. Hopefully Rovers can force one, of course.
So the Bulldogs then having to return from their own 20 now. Here's Rowe. We're going to see Andy Ellis. Andy Bostock has come back on. Didn't see who went off. I think we might be seeing the return of Andy Ellis shortly as well. It looks like Baldwinson, maybe the player who went off. Andy Ellis is stripped with a number in hand. He's going to be returning in a moment. That's a good kick by Southernwood. Well received by Hitchcock, able to with the charge.
What a handoff there from Hitchcock on his return. He's got us up to halfway to start a set. Rovers now with good opportunity, but they're met by some firm defence from Batley, and they force Tonks there back to his own halfway.
Andy Ellis is back on, and it is Sam Irwin who's come off. Here's a free play. It's all on. Nicholson Bemused taken out by Batley off the ball.
Tonks loses the ball in the tackle. It wasn't a free play, despite the fault of the Batley players. And Rovers come away with the ball now. It's Jamie Cording down his right side. He's tackled just outside of his own 40. Jack Bussey now takes the ball in. Batley meeting Rovers at the game line here, and we're struggling to make territory down the middle of the field.
That's probably the best drive I've seen from one of Rovers' players this afternoon. Mason Tonks it was. Irwin with the offload to Cording, almost to Foster, sorry it is. Still going Foster, what a run that was. Here's Moore. He'll put a kick towards the corner.
It's a perfectly weighted kick from Gaz Moore, but Ben Blackmore unable to get past Squires to Ainscope, but it doesn't matter because Ainscope's knocked on at the play of the ball, and Rovers have the ball now 10 metres from Batley's line. A huge chance in the game here for the Rovers. You get the feeling we need to score here, Ben.
We definitely need something. Rovers are a 16-point deficit at the moment. Haven't really, they've had chances on the Batley line in this match so far, not really taken them, not really struggled to find once again the key to unlock that door. A real chance now to show some attacking flair, Joe, and this is a real chance to show what we're capable of doing.
Well, you've asked for attacking flair, Ben, and we've got Rennie Maitua preparing here on the sidelines. Looks like he's going to come on after this scrum. Maybe he'll give us something extra.
So the Batley player receiving treatment for the heads, leading to a small hold-up in play. This scrum is going to pat down now. Sykes with a high pass to Hitchcock, which I don't think he quite appreciated. Ellis now, here's Bostock. Rennie Maitua is back on, and it's Jack Bussey who's come off. Ellis finds Foster. Foster trying to spin out to the tackle, but good defence from the Bulldogs. Rovers tight to that Batley line. Ellis now, Sykes, Blackmore. That's how easy it is. That's as simple as that for Rovers. A pass it was to Sykes from the play of the ball. 3 players drawn into the tackle. Found its way out to Blackmore. He had acres of room, able to get that ball down. And Rovers finally showing what they can do. Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 4.
There you are then, we've managed to draw the Batley players in, and there was acres of space for Ben Blackmore on the outside once Paul Sykes had put in that skip pass. Gareth Moore, if he puts the conversion over now, this game's got a whole new context. He takes us to 10 points the difference. That's 2 scores between the sides. Plenty of time left on the clock to get the win back in this game.
Indeed, a massive kick for Gareth Moore in the context of this game. This is a pitch Gareth Moore should know very well from his time here at Batley, so he'll know the slope, he'll be able to judge the slope and the wind. That kick is successful, straight between the uprights, straight to the narrow. Rovers on the way back. Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 6.
That try was huge, and you can see it in the players' faces. Gaz Moore now going to the crowd, asking them to help lift this team. See if we can get ourselves rocketing now.
What Rovers now, and we've said this before on occasion when Rovers have scored tries, they've got to back it up now with this. Here is the kick-off, which is taken by Sykes, and he'll run that first ball in. A massive set of 6 this for Rovers.
Absolutely huge. Andy Bostock now running it in down the centre. Batley looking determined, but he's shrugging them off. He's not made much in terms of yards, but he's drawn plenty in there to the tackle. Batley going to be fired up now to get themselves back in control of this game. But Rovers, the team in the ascendancy.
Indeed, Cording takes that tackle. Rovers' tails are up at the minute. Cording wanting a penalty, not given. Here's Mason Tonks. Dumped to the ground on halfway. Ball goes left. Here's Maytua now. That looked a bit high from Alex Rowe. It's the last tackle though. Here's Moore. Dumped to the ground. It's Gareth Moore. And a penalty is given.
The penalty.
I fancy there might be a bit of gamesmanship from Gareth Moore there, Joe. Moore staying down after the tackle, and then the second the penalty is given, up on his feet and trotting downfield like nothing had happened.
We've spoken about Gareth Moore's Oscar-winning performances before, but it doesn't change the nature of the tackle. And yeah, the penalty there given where the ball bounced. So Rovers now 15 metres from Batley's line. Bostock takes the first drive in, and he's got us 10 metres from the line. This is another big chance to get ourselves within touching distance of the home side.
Indeed, here's Maytua now. Still going, Maytua. Moore now drops that ball off to Mason Tonks. Close for Mason Tonks. And the ball, I thought for a second it had been put down, but no, just a slip from Rovers. Gareth Moore it was. Here's Sykes now. Sykes to Hitchcock, to Hardman, to Blackmore again! Ben Blackmore again! It's over for Rovers! It's his second try of the afternoon! Beautiful play it was! The ball worked through the hands of Hitchcock. Sykes it was finding Hitchcock. Hitchcock's to Hardman. Drew the winger in again for Blackmore. And Blackmore over in the corner for his second try of the afternoon. Rovers are well and truly back, folks. Batley Bulldogs 16. Featherstone Rovers 10.
Absolutely huge, Ben. Got ourselves only 1 score adrift now of the home side. And there we had it. Teams are overstacking in conditions like this. They're getting plenty of men on the inside, but when you can switch it wide as swiftly as we did there was space again for Ben Blackmore to be over in the corner. And we are well and truly back in this. We said going down the slope, Ben, if we complete our sets as we did work into that Gaz Moore kick, forcing Batley into giving a penalty away, which gifted us the field position. We capitalised on that, and now we can definitely go on to win this.
The kick from Moore is not successful. It's gone across. I fancy I know what Batley will be doing if they get up this end of the field. Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 10.
Absolutely, you are looking at it thinking drop goals could well be the way. 6 points between the two sides. However, Featherstone scoring their tries out wide, making that conversion particularly hard for Gareth Moore. Blackmore not able to cut inside once in the in goal like he was with his first score of the afternoon.
Moore takes that kick off and gets the pass away.
Jordan Baldwinson there taking that drive in. Back on the field, he's played huge minutes today.
Certainly has. He plays that ball to Andy Ellis. Here's Bostock now. Bostock and Baldwinson, what a front row that is with Ellis in the middle.
It's a killer combination, that's for sure. And now we bring it inside. The tip-on's given. It's out the back to Sykes. Hitchcock's now the top to Blackmore. There's space for him to go into, but knowing he'd be forced to touch, he makes the wise decision, cuts in, and we're on our own 30 now. Cordin sends the ball in. Foster now on the ball.
Alex Foster on his own 30-metre line now. Plays the ball to Ellis. It's going to be a deep kick from Moore. Oh, Wayne Retty slips. Oh, we said it in the first half, when momentum's with you, Joe, think little things like that go against you. The momentum's with Rovers, and Wayne Retty, what should have been a straightforward save, losing his footing and losing another 20 metres.
Absolutely, but when you complete your sets and work to your kick, things will start working for you like that. And that's what Rovers have been doing in this half. After those first 5 minutes, they're not panicking now, and it's working for them.
Alex Rowe takes that drive in. You can see the Batley players aren't as happy at the moment. They're labouring a bit. Keegan Hurst is waiting away to the right. He's missed out on that occasion. Southernwood with a kick over the top. Easy for Will Sharp, who runs straight back at the defence. That's a great return from Sharp. And Rovers starting just short of their own 40. Here's Hitchcock's now trying to dance away, but well wrapped up on that occasion. Hitchcock's has stayed down. What's the referee giving here?
Hitchcock's there, his injury affecting his play of the ball, so I think the referee is going to ask him to take it again. He'd be a big loss.
Certainly would be a big loss, but sensible refereeing there. Some referees there would just say straightforward knock on, I'm sorry, but no. But referee sensing that Hitchcock's was injured, allowing that play of the ball to continue again. And Rovers now with the momentum. Rennie made two, and Rovers just short of halfway now. Baldwinson. Sykes with a great kick. Blackmore hacks it inside to Cording. Cording for Ellis. Oh! That ball is hacked dead by Sean Ainscough. But superb play from Featherstone Rovers there. Down this right-hand side. A great kick it was from Sykes towards Blackmore. Blackmore hacking it further downfield. Infield as well. Then Rovers forcing a dropout.
Yeah, great little stab there from Sykes, puts it in behind. Blackmore, knowing if he takes the ball, he's definitely going to get napped, possibly forced to touch. And so he kicks it inside on the fly. Cordins to it, he kicks it along the ground as well, but it's good cover from Sean Ainscough. Got to pay credit to the wingers, he gets across and is able to put that ball dead.
Small hold up in play, allowing players just to take on some water there. Anthony Nicholson, it looks like, has picked up a knock. Just taking some treatment from the physio. What a performance from Rovers in this second half to turn things back round. Second half tries for Rovers. Coming from two tries from Blackmore, one of which was converted by Moore. And here's Baldwinson now. What a run from Baldwinson. Bostock. Rovers driving towards those sticks. Sykes. Hardman, but Hardman well wrapped up on that occasion. 3 players in the tackle. Sykes again now, shows it twice. Takes on the line himself. A beauty pass by Sykes. It's Jordan Baldwinson who's over. It's a forward pass. Oh, that's a massive call in the context of the game. In all fairness to the referee, from the angle of the pass, it probably is correct. But Joe, Rovers with a huge chance there, and I thought we were over.
Yeah, it was Plummer's day, to be fair. Thought the referee might have missed it, and we'd got ourselves back on level terms, but it's a good call from the touch judge over on the Sneer side. Not a good one from a Rovers point of view, of course.
Here's Retty now. Rovers showing though in this second half, Joe, they can break that Bulldogs line. They struggled to do it in the first half, but seem to have changed tactics, or I don't know what was said at half time. But whatever it was said has worked well, and Rovers have come out a different team.
Oh, we've got a bit more of the ball for starters. You can't break the line without the ball, and the ball comes loose there. Rovers back in possession now, 30 metres from the Batley line.
Here's Baldwinson again. He's had a huge second half so far. Almost over for a try then. Working hard at the moment. Here's Bostock now.
Yeah, Jordan Baldwinson, the dirtiest shirt every week. And that just shows how much work he gets through.
Sykes with the inside pass there to Foster. Ellis, Sykes again. Moore. To Mate! Is he ready? Is that ready? Ready mate Tua! He's over for a try on his debut! Oh, that's the icing on the cake! Superb play down the left-hand side! Through the hands it went! Found its way to Ready mate Tua! He's only scored 30 tries in 174 games in Australia. It's taken him probably about an hour to score one today. Rovers with a chance to draw level on a try on his debut. Featherstone Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 14.
Rennie, he's had a mixed opening day performance, but certainly you knew once he was put free there was no stopping him. He went over for the try on that left side. Now just 2 points to difference, and more with an opportunity to draw level for his side. This is well and truly game on, Ben, and you'd fancy Rovers have the advantage here.
Certainly do. Going down the slope in the second half. Rovers have gone up 2 gears from the first half. Whatever Andy Hayes said at half time has worked wonders. The goal is successful. Game on. Batley Bulldogs 16. Featherstone Rovers 16. And who'd have thought that one at half time?
Well, that just shows you the nature of this slope of Batley in weather conditions like this. But don't underestimate the changing performance we've seen from the Rovers. They're far more up for it since that opening 5 minutes of the second half. They've looked a changed team.
And there's the kick-off, is taken by Sykes. Here goes Andy Bostock now. Rovers with a set level. Who'd have said that after 20 minutes of the second half, Rovers would be level. Bostock plays the ball to Ellis. Here's Baldwinson. Baldwinson's been outstanding this afternoon. Still going for Rovers again. Paul Sykes, Cording now. Better defence though from Batley. Ellis, Sykes, Hardman, Keegan Hurst with what looked like a dubious tackle. I think that's probably the best way I can describe that one. Here's Cording again now. A better defensive set from the Bulldogs. Rovers still on their own 30. There's a kick from Moore. That's taken by Grayston, and here's the return. Rovers need to play the Bulldogs here, Joe. When we're playing the Bulldogs in their own half, coming down the slopes, Rovers look dangerous.
Absolutely, particularly when we're moving the ball down this right side and we have numbers on them. Look like we're going to score every time. Ben Blackmore having a huge game today, and Ian Hartman showing he's more than capable in the centre position.
So here at Batley then, just inside the Rovers' half, Southernwood now. Through the hands it goes to Leake. Well wrapped up on that occasion. Here's the last tackle. They're just inside the Rovers' 40. Here's Southernwood. That's a good kick from Southernwood. Finding touch. Difficult to see the touchline on the far side from here. A couple of times, kicks that we thought might have been out on the full, bouncing just inside the field of play. But Rovers now, just having a breather, 16 all, into the last quarter we are. Ellis finds Baldwinson again. Ellis takes on the line himself. We're going to see ready-made tour in attack in half back. He'll have a go from acting half. Not very often you see a second rower going in acting half and having a scoop from acting half.
Pleasing to see in a game like this though, it's been difficult work for the forwards. We said we're lacking in the front row. And so Rennie taking his share of the work there. But the ball's been caught on the full by Retty and he runs his team out to the 40.
Here are the Bulldogs now then, just up to halfway. Tightened up the defence, it has to be said to be fair to Batley. Their defence has really tightened up since that last Rovers try, Joe.
Absolutely, they're trying to meet us. They know that they're going to have to play well and put in one hell of a performance, put a real shift in at the end of this game to win it. That's not the way you do it though. Fossard knocking the ball on there at the foot of the ruck. And Rovers have the ball back at 35 metres from their line. This is good territory to start from. Can we get ourselves on the attacking front foot again?
A huge let-off it was for Rovers Batley. You could see that we're setting up for a play there. Fossard just too quick, couldn't get hold of the ball properly from the acting half. So the chance has gone, and now Rovers starting on their own 35-metre line. As Paul Sykes in that first tackle. Ellis, a flat pass. Here's Baldwinson again, gets Rovers back into the Bulldogs half. Moore finds Cording on the charge. That was a good angle from Cording, but well met by Southernwood on that occasion. Bostock now on the charge. Rovers up to the 30. Drop goal. Moore it is. He'll go for it, but it's flat.
Games against Batley for the Rovers have come down to drop goals before. But if we're kicking them like that, I'm not sure we'll be winning this one either.
Gareth Moore and George Flanagan have kicked them against Rovers a couple of times to secure victories for the Bulldogs as Batley make a double change. Keegan Hurst and Alex Rowe both come off. James Brown's back on. See if Joe can think of any more nice songs for him. Batley, the Rovers slow from marker though, Jeb, but Batley making good yards to match in half. Here's Brown again now. Ball's come loose, it's Sykes is taken out off the ball. Is he going to give the knock on? He doesn't know what's going on. He's giving head and feet to Rovers, but Mr. Stokes, it has been said, I don't think he quite knew what happened there, Joe.
Well, he'd received the call from his touch judge, so it's whether that's differing information to what he'd heard, and in weather like this, you're not going to have a clue what's coming over that intercom system. You could see him holding his ears. But the scrum's been given the Rovers' way now, and they're on their 40. James Brown there, his pass going to ground. I'm not sure he'll feel good about his performance since coming back on for a second spell. That's the best I can do.
Ellis now gets Rovers back into the... Oh, no, it's Ellis now, sorry. Hitchcock's waits his acting halfback. One of the things I've noticed over the course of this season, Joe, Rovers are now across that back seven and across the whole team. They've got so many different players who can go in at acting halfback with such ease, and it's like that, almost like the natural position.
Somewhat debatable from a hooker's point of view. It's quite a specialised position, and I'd like to state my claim. Andy Ellis, you're doing a fantastic job. Don't let any of them take it away from you. But now the ball's moved left. Hitchcock's, and then he's flung out wide. Binns has passed the shot. Retty gets out to it and kicks it on the fly.
Scrum down, head and feet to Rovers.
Not sure how it happened, but we'll take that one, Ben.
Take it, we will. I have no idea what happened, neither Jamie or Joe, but more than happily we will take that one. I can only assume that the pass that went out to the wing, a Batley player must have got a hand to it, but we'll take that. And a scrum down, head and feet on the 10 now. Here's Sykes. Takes on the line himself, Paul Sykes. Got Ben Blackmore on a hat-trick, of course, down this side. Rovers go the other way though with Baldwinson driving for the sticks. Are we going to see a one-pointer now? No, it's worked out more. On that far side, Rovers trying to get over again. Batley trying to force Rovers into touch. Sharp now finds Moore again. Moore to Bostock. Bostock on the charge. Here's Maytua through the hands. It's Will Sharp.
What a flicker from Thomas Minns. Maytua gets the ball out to him. He doesn't take it in and he flicks it onto Will Sharp, Ben.
Absolutely outstanding from Rovers. I have to say, Joe, my first thought from that position, probably on the fourth tackle, my first thought probably was a drop goal. And I think Moore had set for the drop goal. Rovers, though, Andy Ellis works it out to the left through the hands of Maytua. A real ball-playing second rower. Maytua moved it out wide to Minns. A flick pass of the highest quality from Minns, Joe, to Will Sharp. And Will Sharp over in that corner. And who'd have thought this at half-time? Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 20.
There we are then, Rovers ahead for the first time in this game, and they've picked the time to do it. Maytua showing his ball handling abilities. It'll be brilliant to see how he performs in the dry. And Thomas Minns, real classy centres play there, being able to flick the ball on without taking it in, no waste of time, and gives all that time over to his winger Will Sharp, who dives over in the corner. He'll finish anything.
Kick is successful. The kick is successful from Gareth Moore. Rovers hold a 6-point lead. Sorry to cut you off, Joe. It's Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 22, and now we're in drop goal territory.
Absolutely fantastic this for the Rovers. Got themselves a full 6 points in front.
And we're going to see a penalty for offside. Offside at the kick-off. We saw a penalty earlier in the match for Rovers being offside from the dropout, and now, in all fairness, there were Batley players in the Rovers half at the kick-off. A penalty given, and you know what? Take the two.
It's going to be a difficult ask. It's a bit of wind out there from halfway to take the two. So wisely, Moore takes the ground that he can make on that kick and gets us 25 metres out. If we've got the ball, Ben, Batley can't score.
So Rovers on the Bulldogs 20. Here's May Tour again. Batley quick to get up to him that time, pushing him back. But we've got to be in drop goal territory surely now. Moore moves it on to Baldwinston. Of course, if Rovers can score again and stretch that lead out further. Ellis. Moore again. He's gone for it. He's kicked it. That is absolute quality. A superb drop goal from Gareth Moore. Taking it early in the tackle count. So many times, Joe, when you see a drop goal like that, you see teams driving for the sticks to the 4th or 5th tackle. And then the teams defending it know what's coming. Rovers on that occasion took it on the 3rd. Batley weren't ready for it. And Rovers, from being 16-0 down at half-time, have a 2-score lead.
Yeah, Moore had the choice there. He knew he didn't have to kick it if needs be. The ball's gone 10 and it's blown back. It's the judgment of the referee there, so Batley have the ball. Now, it's James Brown and the ball's come loose in the tackle, but a rip's been awarded. And Batley now with the ball and a chance to score. They've got themselves 30 metres from the Rovers line. They're driving further now.
What a drive from Fozzard. Absolutely superb. Brown's in acting half. Hesker to Southernwood. This game is not over, folks. Here's Sam Scott. Nicholson waits. Another penalty given for a hand in the tackle. Batley are hammering on this Rovers door now with Joe Chandler. There goes the full-time hooter. I can only say a classic game of 2 halves here at the Foxes Biscuit Stadium. A first half from Rovers where you'll probably have to question the tactics used, maybe question the passion or the ability to break down the Bulldogs line. First half tries from Fozzard, Scott and Ainscough, only two of which were converted. But second half tries from 2 from Blackmore. Rennie made 2 on his debut. Will Sharp. 3 goals for Rovers and a drop goal for Gareth Moore. Joe, who'd have thought at half time being 16-0 down, we'd be talking about a win right now.
Well, that's really shown it, hasn't it? Perhaps we were raving on about the conditions too much, but you can't think so from the way that second half panned out. As soon as Rovers started completing sets and getting down the other end of the field, winning the territory war, that's when they gained the ascendancy in the game. Also, playing down the slope at Batley, some people say it's overemphasised, but it was huge today, Ben.
Certainly was. Rennie made 2 outstanding on his debut, getting over for a try as well, Joe. He'll be pleased with that effort.
Yeah, he'll be chuffed with that. Can he take it into the coming weeks? Like we say, can't wait to see him in the dry.
Full time here at the Foxes Biscuit Stadium. Rovers from being 16-0 down at half time to the Bulldogs. Batley Bulldogs 16, Featherstone Rovers 23. Rennie made tour. Batley 16, Featherstone 23. What's your first thoughts on the championship?
Yeah, it was a tough game. Obviously we let in a few tries early, so we knew we had a bit of a challenge. Obviously being down by 14 or 16 points at half time, the boys dug deep and it was a great win in the end.
A try on your debut was off for you going down the slope. You must be pleased to get a score so early.
Yeah, it's easier to score a try when you're running downhill. There's quite a slant here, so I didn't have to do too much. The boys set up the platform, and fortunately enough, I was in the right position to get the ball and score a try, so I'm happy.
What did Andy say to you at half time as a team? 14-0 down you were. There was a big turnaround in the second half.
Yeah, he really got stuck into us. Completion rate was quite poor, and obviously you can't win the game without the ball. We were doing some good things, but far too many errors, and he got stuck into us, and we knew what we needed to do in the second half. We didn't start well, but once we got the processes in place, we know we're a good side and we put points on. So whatever, everything that Andy has said to us all week, and at half time as well.
How are you settling into the team as a group? You come over, obviously, you were here for the match on Monday, but you didn't play, so how are you feeling settled in?
Yeah, I'm settling in well. I'm really, the boys have really taken me in well. It's a long way from home. I grew up right next to a beach, so this is a lot colder than what I'm used to. The first 5 days were nice, but the last couple of days have been quite cold. And, I'm settling in well, and, I just take each day as it comes. It's a new challenge for me. I'm looking forward to the rest of the year and, meeting new places, meeting new people and going new places.
What's your experience of the championship over here? Have you heard anything about it over in Australia?
Unfortunately not. With the time difference and everything, I don't know much about the championship, and I caught up a little bit on Super League. I was fortunate enough to play over here against Leeds 10 years ago now in the World Club Challenge. I don't know too much about it. I'm quickly getting introduced to it. There's a few big boys in this competition, and I really enjoyed the game. It probably wasn't the best game to watch, but it was a good, hard-fought win, and I'm really excited about the rest of the year.
What are your hopes and expectations for this year? Do you think this is a team capable of getting in the top four?
Absolutely. That's what we play for. We all want to be in the top four, and that's what we aspire to. We didn't play too well last Monday. We definitely played well in just patches. We played well in patches today, so we know we can improve, and that's the best thing about this side, is that we can improve so much more and compete with these top teams. So we just build from that win. We go to Wales next week, and we just hopefully just keep winning.
What can you bring to this team?
I just bring my experience. I think it's been in the NRL a long time, but for me, it's learning the way that the boys play over here as well. It's a lot different to NRL, and so I can bring some of my experiences, but I'm learning from the other boys as well. So that's what I can bring at the moment. Obviously, it's around 8 or 9. I'm not too sure. I need to get a little bit fitter. Certainly was struggling through periods of that game, so I can only build from that and hopefully get better.
Randy, thanks very much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Andy, a real game of two halves, 14-0 down at half time, but then 23 points in second half.
Yeah, we didn't design it like that, but I thought in the first half, even though we let the 3 tries in, some of our defence up in their end of the field was outstanding and forcing them to kick from deep. But unfortunately, when they did get into our end, they scored 3 easy tries, which very disappointing in our goal line defence. And some of our urgency on the try line as well. We talked about their hookers jumping and they scored one off the hooker. And I thought the last try before half time, a little bit of lack of urgency from us. Ben Blackmore come up with a decent tackle and they threw the ball inside, and they had 2 players going for it. We had none. So we had a lot to do at half time, but we had the slope in our favour in the second half, the wind in our favour, and that first half was pretty tough for the boys to get out of the bottom end.
What did you say to the boys at half time? Obviously, a big team talk it was for yourself and also for the team to try and turn it around.
Yeah, well, we talked about what we needed to be doing. We're not completing sets, and we didn't complete sets in the first half. Again, we were about 60%, and it makes it very difficult. And no matter who you're playing against, and Batley are a good side, so when you're playing against a good side, you're going to make it tough, and your defence can't keep holding teams out. So we talked about that, and we set off in the second half. I thought kicked a short kick-off and ended up giving penalties away and not completing our first 4 sets, and shot ourselves in the foot again. But eventually we got in the game and we built and we completed the next 15 next 15 sets apart from one, and that's where the points came from. So we've been under a lot of pressure as a team, as a group. There's a lot of pressure on the system this year and on the league and everything else, and the players need some confidence, and I think that second half will give them it.
Rennie made 2 on debut, played very well, and also got a try in his debut. I've been very pleased with him.
Yeah, I think he was good in the first half for us. He made a great break up that left edge and tipped on to Minzy, and he couldn't hold the ball, and that would have been a dead set try. So he had a real good start for us. Obviously, we brought him off, give him a blow. He's not played for a long time. That's his first competitive match, and he had a good game for us and proved why we've been waiting for so long for him and why we want to bring him in, and scored a try on his debut and probably set one up in the second half again with some good skill. So it's been a long time coming, but I think he's paid some back already.
And James Mendy was named in the 19 but didn't make the 17.
Yeah, he's close to being there. He was close to selection. I thought Jai, he's been going well for us at full-back again. Kick returns was outstanding and getting some real good field position. And the centre position for Mendy, we give Ardo another go, and Thomas Mins came in, and Mendy just missed out, so he's disappointed like you'd expect, but there's an opportunity for him next week now.
So you must be very pleased with the form of the back three, especially Blackmore over the past 2 or 3 weeks has been superb, especially since Dewsbury and Jai and Will Sharp as well. Yeah,
I think this game I thought the forwards had a bit more of a crack and got some ball in the hand, and Jordan Baldenson was great again. So Sharpie, Jai and Blackie probably didn't do as much work as they have done in the last 2 games, but they're still bringing the ball back very well for us. They look a threat, and this pitch was very soft today, and Jai made a couple of half breaks, and on a dry field I think we're going to see him perform very well for us. But we've got options in there, and like I say, with Mendy being available, so they've got to play well, haven't they?
Just how pleased are you with the form of the front three? You've mentioned obviously Rovers front three. You've also got Andy Bostock making his 100th appearance as well today.
Yeah, we were Jordan Baldwinton outstanding again, and I thought him and Bozzy played very well together. We were light in the forwards today. Jack Bussey came off the bench as a front rower for us. Spears obviously in the middle, and we put Alex Foster in the middle and Mason Tonks in the middle, which they haven't played a hell of a lot of front row. So I thought they had a real good dig for us in that period, but just before half time and after half time, and we rotated again. We brought Baldy off for a quick rest and put him back out there, and he played probably 70 minutes, 72 minutes or something. But the front row were going really well, and we just need some troops back. We lost Jamesy today through injury and Woody through injury, and I thought the guys who did play stood up, and it was a big pack they were facing there. They've got some big guys in the Batley team, and they put us under a fair bit of pressure.
Difficult spell for Rovers, especially at home. You've had some difficult results home and a lot of pressure from the fans as well, on yourself and the players. What would you say to the fans?
Like I said last week, just stick with us. The first half, not how we wanted it to go, but we knew it was going to be tough. We went uphill in the first half. The wind was against us, and we had to have a dig. And we didn't really control the ball in the right areas of the field, which give them opportunities to score. I thought coming in at half time at 14-0 wasn't that big a deficit, and neither did the players. We knew if we came out with the ball and put some attack together and kept defending like we had done in their end of the field, we'd be all right, and I think we were. So the message to the fans is stick with us. If you come into the Challenge Cup game, stick by us, and when we get home, we'll be hopefully in some form, and we can get our first win at home.
Next week sees a break from the Championship, a trip to Wales in the Challenge Cup. It's a different type of challenge for you.
Yeah, they we played them last year. They've got a very similar side. I'm not sure they've played today, but I'm not sure what they've done. But they've got a very similar side to last year, so we know what to expect a little bit. It's going to be a tough trip. It's a long trip away, and we've got Whitehaven a long trip away the week after. But we've just come off the big tough Easter period. We've freshened the boys up throughout the Easter period, and we're going back into doing some hard work now. And preparing for the Challenge Cup. It's a different week. It's got a different feel, and it's a great competition to still be in.
Are you looking to change much around next week for the Challenge Cup? Get some of the players who have been in there a rest.
Yeah, possibly. I don't want to change too much. We've had to change a lot of things anyway, and we've been forced to a lot of changes. And Sam Irwin's took a knock today, so I'm not sure how he'll be. Remy was sick today. He's had flu the last couple of days, so there might be some changes. We're going to have a look at the video. We'll have a look at the players in the group, and we need to stick by players who are performing. And if players aren't performing, well then they'll come under scrutiny. But I thought the boys in the second half especially had a real good go, and we'll see what happens during the week, and we'll have a team ready for North Wales.
Any other injury news?
Not yet, no. The doctor's gone and he said everybody's fine. It was just Sam Irwin we've got a concern over, so we'll have to have him checked over tomorrow. Paul Wood's broken a bone in his foot, so he's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. Speaking to him last night, he's keen to just get back in 4 weeks, so we've got to have a look at it and get the right recovery protocol in place and make sure he's not pushing himself too hard, because these injuries can drag on, and you try and break the back of him early and it doesn't do any good. So hopefully it'll be 4 weeks, at the worst 6, and we'll miss him, but he'll be ready to go when he comes back. With Matty James, he's got a whack to his elbow last week. He went down in a collision and hyperextended his elbow, so it's more soft tissue than anything else, and when he's able to play, when he can handle the pain, he'll be back in contention.